Got it. You're good to go. You're good to go.
Oh, got that.
Do I mute myself?
I just muted myself.
Okay.
You should probably on yours too, just so, because you're probably going to hear my audio through.
Oh, my computer's muted. Wow, this is trippy.
Her screen is muted.
Oh, okay, cool. Perfect. All right. Batch 2.0. When is this ready to launch?
All right, so initially we were supposed to launch last week. So what happened is a lot.
Yeah.
We just didn't want it. We didn't want it to be out there and not be perfect the way that we know and the intention that we had for it. So we pushed it until the 1st, and then we pushed it until the 2nd. So Tuesday is when our official launch date, no matter what, that is when we're launching.
Okay.
So we have a lot of changes going on for us. One obviously is going to be the interface. This is the new interface for BatchLeads.
Looks clean.
It's going to be clean. It's going to be simpler to use, and that
why the change? Like, why did you guys decide to change it? Like, what were the biggest things?
We built it, and we didn't really like the way it looked. Once we were done, because we kept adding more and more. Our initial goal was like this little tiny project that we had, and it looked decent.
Yeah,
it was good, the project that we had. And then we added so many features because so many people loved it.
Yeah.
And so many people wanted more.
Yeah.
So what happened is we just kept adding, and it just became this like a big platform for marketing. And it didn't look the way that we knew that it could look. So this is now what we have.
Awesome. So I guess what are the biggest changes? Obviously, there's the interface. I mean, my team, we've been on Batch, using the stacker. We've been using the text platform. We've been skip tracing within Batch, and it's been great. So we've loved everything that Batch has had to offer thus far. So, I mean, what are the biggest changes? Obviously, the interface has changed, but what has been added now to Batch that's actually going to, besides the way it looks really clean, but what else has been added?
So what we have added is lists. You have the ability to pull sellers and buyers. You're able to create that niche list within the system, skip trace it, text message it, all without logging into 7 different sites.
Yeah.
Which when we started wholesaling like that's what our biggest struggle.
It's annoying because you have to go. It's like you go to this website. Mine's distorted a little bit. They're saying my audio is. Let's do this.
There should be actually, I think, 2 mics on your side. Try both. Just hook up to both.
All right. Hand me that one. We're fixing it.
Try that. Because I do know actually one of the mics is. Just clip both.
Perfect.
They can hear you twice as loud.
Yeah, like I know for our business, like I have VAs going to different sites, going to one site to pull probates, one site to get code violations, one site to be able to get, high equity. Like it just, you're going all over the place, and you have to take it over to like an Excel. Before Batch was there, we'd take it to an Excel sheet and then be, trying to organize it in like Google folders. But now, at least before even this update, we were able to pull it, put it into Batch so it could live within Batch, and then now actually being able to pull lists. Can you pull probate from it too, or what list can you pull?
Well, I say let's just wait for like the list so I can show you actually what you're able to pull.
Cool.
What you're able to pull is, honestly, I don't think you're going to need another subscription
really
for lists. Besides like the local information that you get directly from your county, if you're going to pull that, like that's still information that you can go ahead and get. But nationwide data that you're pulling, foreclosures, tax delinquents, all of those are going to be built within the system. So I don't know, do you want to start going over it little by little?
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, I mean, this is the new interface. So this is what it looks like when you log into Batch now versus the old version. I guess what would we go through first, would you say? Going through the list? Like, where are we pulling lists at if you're going to start pulling lists from this?
So right here, it's going to be a map search.
Okay.
So it's literally the way that we've even designed it is you go from the top, which is the dashboard, your home screen, and you just start scrolling down to you have your properties where now you filter.
Yeah.
And then you got to skip trace it once you're filtered it. And then you have you create your campaign, your SMS campaign. And then you go ahead and you text. That is the order
Simple.
that you go through. Yeah. So let's go ahead into the map search. So this is what our map search looks like.
So they can't see me because I've got you just on full screen.
Okay.
Couple questions.
Yeah.
You made a really strong comment, which I really like, but you made a comment and you said that no more, so you can basically get rid of all your other subscriptions other than your local stuff,
Yes.
right? So like if you're getting local things like, let's say water shut off or something, code violations, whatever, right? Things you have to get from the county. You could get rid of every other subscription technically by utilizing your guys' website.
Yes.
Okay, so people are asking questions like, what about prop streams? So no more prop streams. So I know you guys have this amazing map feature and you can search things and all that kind of stuff. Do you have the ability to comp properties inside of BatchLeads yet? Or is that a feature coming down the pipe?
There is the ability, all of our data is pulled directly. So when you're text messaging someone, you can literally hit one button and it will bring your comps up. It will bring the same comps as if I didn't have MLS access nationwide, that's the comps that I would get. If I'm doing a Zillow comp, if I'm doing just Googling the phone number or the address, and then that's how I get.
Okay, so what you're saying is that as I'm talking to my leads, which is what I like about BatchLeads, is that you guys basically make it so streamlined to get in front of sellers that as I'm talking to a seller, you guys have the functionality that is sitting right there. The property's basically already been comped for you.
Absolutely.
Love it.
Yep.
Okay. So the biggest change is going to be for like Cody, who runs our entire back end. Can everybody hear me okay, guys? Can everybody hear Pace okay? So because Cody runs the whole back end of our business, what would you say Cody needs to know, like right out of the gate, the biggest changes for an integrator in the new launch?
All right.
User interface.
They can hear you.
User interface lists and the fact that him sending his VAs to 10 different websites.
Okay.
Now he no longer has to do that and it's all trackable. So
wait, what?
Trackable like what?
Like which VA pulled what list from where.
That's
really so like if they're like on their user permission, you're seeing what activity was done by that user.
Yep.
That's cool.
That's
I like
awesome.
that. Yeah, I like that a lot.
So yeah, you no longer have to second guess, like, did they do the work? Did they do the right thing? Were they following your instructions?
Yeah. Did they click the right button to select only absentee or whatever? Okay. I like that a lot. Yeah, you have to show.
So I know you guys are still 3 days away from launch, so there's a couple of features you're still working on. And I appreciate you guys giving us access to all this stuff before you guys even do a wide launch.
Yep.
If somebody asked you, what does BatchLeads do? What would you say it does?
It generates leads.
Got it. It generate leads and puts you directly in front of sellers
Mm-hmm.
through text messaging.
Yep.
Okay, and at some point in the next, so let's say I know you guys have a calling tool. This is truly my genuine curiosity.
Yep.
You guys have a auto dialer coming out in about 3 weeks to 4 weeks.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Can I access the auto dialer through my BatchLeads account?
You can push information back and forth, but it will not be
The same.
It'll be two
Login.
separate. It'll be two separate. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So but it makes it so it's all seamless. It makes it super easy.
Yeah.
And I have an auto dialer and I have BatchLeads. So what would be the auto dialer's name? Batch dialer?
Yeah.
Simple.
I love
Simple.
Well, we need to make sure that people know that it's coming from us too. So.
Mhm.
Okay, so as of right now, batchleads.io
Mm-hmm.
/pace if you want to give me sushi.
Yes.
That's my sushi code. So if I go to BatchLeads, I can pull a list, buyer list, seller list,
Yes.
any type of list, any information, investor lists.
Buyers list. So yeah,
Okay.
you can filter those buyers lists.
Awesome. So I can filter a buyer's list down to obviously I could find out if they bought one property in the last 12 months, it's probably a family.
Yep.
But if they bought more than 5 properties, that's a pretty serious cash buyer.
Yep.
Got it. Okay, so I can filter and mess with all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Then I can skip trace it right there in
Yes.
the same spot.
Yep.
Then I can immediately import it into a campaign and start texting them immediately.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of the things that I like so much about Batch, obviously, like as we've built our operation, like even if you don't have something like this, after time, like you're able to get through it faster. But for like a new investor to be able to get from pulling a list to skip tracing a list to then actually marketing to that list, the time is like you could do it within 15 minutes.
But it's not just also just the time, because when we started, it was investing $30 in this subscription and $90 in this subscription and $100 in this one, and it just
you get $97 a month to death in wholesale.
and by the time that you're done with all your subscription, you're $1,000 in.
So I've got Michelle Sidney asking, so can I text? I can text, but can I not call right now?
You can call directly from whether you have a call around number, a Google number, but you can't call directly from the system itself. No.
Not until the
dialer
comes out.
Absolutely, yeah.
Which will be amazing because we are going to switch over.
Yes.
Like we need seamlessness. We need a dialer that understands where the data is coming from and just make it super easy. That's your job, or is that Evo's job?
That is Evo's job.
Love it.
Evo is
amazing.
He's amazing. He's a different kind of brain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's gonna be amazing. I'm so stoked for that.
Okay, so let's say I've got some good questions.
All right. Let's
Will
go.
you be able to download the list? So let's say I pull a list.
Yep.
Let's go. Can we populate a list? Can we create a list right now? Like I don't care what it's buyers list, sellers list.
Let's do
Mesa vacant or what?
Cats and whatever. Let's
that I can. Let's do non-owner occupied, and that's vacant. So the chances of this being like a rental list or a second residence is pretty high. So that's loading.
And that question that Fred had about being able to download and mail a list, you could already do that within Batch. You can go to the actual stacker and use your filter options and then download and export that into an Excel. So you could already do that.
I'd be so excited about something so niche. Like if I was at a family party and they were like, "What are you excited about today?" I'd be like, "Dude, BatchLeads 2.0 is launching." Like nobody would even know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's amazing how exciting this is to me, and it's kind of a niche world that we live in, like this investing world.
Absolutely.
That the people don't understand. I wonder if we could skip trace and find us on some of these houses that we've bought. Pretty simple,
probably,
right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Most
so what are we looking at right now?
We are looking at Phoenix non-owner occupied vacant properties.
Non-owner occupied, which means the people who own them don't live there.
Correct.
They have maybe a secondary home,
Mm-hmm.
and they are vacant.
Mm.
So it would be an inherited property or a house they abandoned, or maybe a house they decided I can't take care of this piece of crap anymore.
Rental. The renter's out.
Got it.
Or a vacation home.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, so we just use this, like we hadn't really been stacking at all. Jesse's been like for literally like 6 months, like you have to stack your data. And I'm like, like we're getting deals without doing that. Like why do we need to do that? And so,
Mike Imbriglio wants to know, can you filter the equity on top of that?
You absolutely can.
Cody, have you been pulling any lists from Batch? There hasn't been any.
well, Batch hasn't been able to pull lists yet.
So we pull all of our lists from
List source and prop stream. Yeah.
Primarily list source.
Yeah.
So equity filters are right there where it
Anny,
has
give
evaluation.
me a no bullshit answer here.
Yes.
Your data is good as list source.
It's better.
It's guys. She's saying Jonathan Mark is like showed the filters.
Show the filters. All right, Jonathan, here we go.
I have a question on on prop like prop stream versus like Batch as far as like the vacants, because I've pulled vacant data from prop stream and it says there's 200 vacant, and then I've uploaded it into Batch and it's like there's 50 of these are vacant.
Yep.
So what's the? I mean, I don't know the back end of like what's going on. Why is it?
Why is there
different?
So there's actually someone else that asked this question in one of your groups, Pace. So what happens is people buy data in bulk. So when you're buying data from other vendors, they buy it in bulk, and by the time they're able to process it, a couple of months go by.
It's not up to date.
No. So your vacant properties are no longer vacant. What we have is we have the entire national database of addresses, and we cross-reference that with the USPS. So whatever the USPS tells us that is vacant that week or that month, because they update their records monthly.
Yeah.
So when they update their records monthly, it takes us no longer than 5 days, so anywhere from the 1st to the 5th, to update your records within your database.
So that updates all the vacants
Yes.
and,
So that is
Okay.
where that different in the vacant filters comes
Mhm.
in, is because of the lag
Philando
period.
Merriweather says, "Oh shit."
Exactly like that?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
It's actually on the screen.
Yeah.
You can't see it because you're sharing your laptop, but it is currently on the screen.
Yeah, so these are some of the filters you can filter by. I'm just gonna run through them. You're able to filter by the size of the house, number of bedrooms, baths, property type. If you're looking for, if it's a single residence, if you're looking at multifamily or even commercial, you're able to filter by MLS statuses too. So if you're wanting to not filter, or if you're wanting to market to expired listings, which is something I think that you go heavy on with your
We go heavy on everything, Annie.
Yeah, all the things.
you're able to do that in our system too. You have foreclosures.
Ooh, I have an interesting one because
Yes.
one of our favorite lists to go after in the subject to family
Mm-hmm.
is expired listings. Is that something we can go over?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep, you're able to pull that. So any of this information that I'm just gonna click through really quick, you're able to actually access number of years that they've owned the property.
Okay, a couple questions. I'm sorry to keep interrupting.
No, please do.
Melvin Markley says, "Is Batch trying to take over the world?"
That's our goal.
All right, love
Yeah,
it. Well,
batch and pace.
she'll either take
some
over
too.
the world or she'll know every piece of data point the world has. That's their goal. Okay, so super interesting. Daryl Thomas says, "Prop stream versus batch. Let's debate."
All right, let's go.
So what currently I look at PropStream, I'm not the guy that runs any of this stuff,
Mhm.
right? Like Cody, I'm very blessed to have an amazing integrator partner,
Yep.
such as Cody.
Oh.
Cody's amazing. He'll prop everything up for me. So like the other day, we have this property we're looking at buying.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, "Hey, here's the comps, here's the this, here's the link, look at the photos and tell me what the construction costs are." And I bring my small little benefit to the table, but Cody has already comped the property, he's already done all that stuff. So people want to go into a tool just to comp it,
Okay.
right? Not whereas what I love about Batch is that you guys are making it so easy for you to be in front of a seller and actually negotiating and talking through BatchLeads texting.
Uh-huh.
But what if I just want to go in and comp a property? Can I do that? Or is that a feature you guys need to add in BatchLeads 3.0?
So as far as comping to that extent,
You don't have it yet.
we don't have. I would say that it's there, but the fact that people are wanting data that's not just a Zillow, that's not just, and that is what actually everyone is using. But we're trying to get additional information, and we're trying to get tax, which we have. We're just, the second push of this 2.0 is going to be with actually county data, which is going to allow you to actually do better comping than PropStream.
Okay, because the thing with PropStream that I hear the most frequent is the data's wrong, the data's wrong, the data's wrong. And I sat down with Evo the other day and I was like, "Bro, can you tell me why this is off, this is off, this is off?" And he broke down certain things of like, okay, well, the data you got over here is just bad data. However, this data that is outdated that's not anybody's fault because the county has to give an updated piece of information. So nobody's website,
No.
PropStream, or anybody's ever going to be 100%
No,
accurate.
absolutely no.
Because you're waiting on the county to update the information. Like you can't force the county to do that.
Yeah, and to be honest, even I feel like even in Phoenix, like our county, our local county, Maricopa County, is still, they're still centuries behind where they should be.
And there's other markets that are way even more behind.
And I feel like we're at the top. Like our county is the best, one of the best counties nationwide, but it's still outdated. So that it's definitely, you're gonna have misinformation from wherever you go, even directly to your county, honestly.
Yeah.
How accurate are comps compared to the MLS?
I would say roughly around 90%, maybe a little bit less. Between, I would say 85 to like 95% accurate.
Awesome.
And it gives you actually a percentage of how accurate the comps are within the system. So you're gonna know if we know that it's a good comp or if it's a so-so.
And there's a good question from Andy, because I know, like, I have friends in other markets. They're like, well, should I use Batch like here, or is it just like, are they better in Arizona? Like, what's the, is there really a difference in accuracy of the data from Arizona to say Florida, Nebraska, Ohio? Like what, or is it Like, what does that look like?
So the county data, there is a difference in
Right.
it. But the other data, that's number of, for instance, cash buyers, that's going to be the same nationwide. Foreclosures, same nationwide.
Right.
But the small niche code violations list, that's
Right.
going to be a little bit different. But as far as our accuracy, I would say it's nationwide data that you can get.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So we're actually, me and Pace were talking about opening up another market to start marketing to. So it's a good question for us too.
There you go. Can I ask where? Or not yet?
I don't want to tell everyone
All
on
right.
here because everyone else is going to start pulling lists there.
It depends on where Batch is going to have the best data.
All right, you tell
Just
me.
kidding, that's all over.
That's nationwide.
Okay, so I keep interrupting you and I apologize.
No,
I just
you
wanna
are
make sure
fine.
all the questions. Jonathan Castano always asks the best questions. Anytime his name pops up, I always want to jump on his question. He says, "Can you name all the lists that can be pulled?" Oh my God.
No,
bro.
I can't. I can't. I
Too
really
many.
can't.
Too many.
Like,
Endless amount of
this
lists.
is, I will open all of the filters so you're able to see, but we're going to be here for another week.
Right. Okay. So let's.
Millionaire.
Like, you-
Millionaire.
You're
Smoker. Oh my God.
What are
So-
our? What are our
Can you do like pet owner cat, like subcategory cat, if they have at least 5 cats or more? That would
I
be
don't
probably
know.
a great list.
I don't know if we can't do number of cats, you guys.
Okay, so let's. What's a list that we like to pull, Cody?
I mean, I like the bigger list because we send out a lot of texts, as you know, you're saying, and then a lot of calls, like high equity, absentee. I like the out of state absentees where they have a vacant property here.
Okay.
The deal we just closed yesterday with an Asian seller, like I thought like the sky was gonna like start bleeding or something when we contracted it, but
Wait, was this the $200,000 one that we're gonna sell?
no, it's a different one.
We sold multiple Asian people.
No, those weren't Asian sellers. The one we literally just recorded yesterday was the one it was in Maryvale, and that was the one I was stacked. I stacked the list. I put in batch, pulled from our high equity. I did our vacant and then out of state owner. Literally same day we got the text, we contracted it that Saturday and sold it like Monday. I was like,
All right.
wow, maybe we should
So
stack
if you guys
more.
ever need help closing Asian sellers, we got you guys. Zach Keep says, "Where is your watermelon?"
Zach, I'm waiting for you to bring me one.
Yeah.
You know where we're at the office.
Right.
I got feta in the cheese though, or feta in the fridge.
Love it.
All right, so I'm gonna do select all for this. I'm gonna do this list for you just so we can just kind of narrow
Is
it
this
down.
out of state owners?
Well,
Diabetic? What?
so-
Whoa, go back down to that.
Jonathan
Demographics. I want to see
Jonathan
this.
Mark says he's about to build a stacked list of millionaire smokers with cats. See if they're interested. See if they're interested in terms.
That's the best. I haven't seen very many. Like ListSource has some like demographic stuff,
Yeah.
but that's funny. Someone
Alright.
put on their polygamist
Alright.
filter.
We're gonna do
That's an easy
Select-
filter. Just go to Utah.
Yeah.
The whole state, you're taken care of, guys.
sub to pace test. These are so I'm pulling a list. What I'm doing right now is I'm pulling the list through our database and I'm sending it to where all of the data is housed in this platform where I can do additional filters, see what I've already skip traced, so I'm not re-skip tracing it. And then we can push it directly into our campaigns. So let's find that
Oscar,
list.
what up, dude?
Hey, sub 2.
Oscar is a sub 2 guy, and he also is one of our private lenders.
Yeah, Dallas.
Property on Dallas.
Yeah, property in Dallas.
He owns a restaurant in Chicago, and he has a 4.5 rating on Yelp, which, like, in my world,
That's like almost impossible because you have all the complainers are going on there.
Exactly,
So
dude.
it must be pretty good.
All right, so I'm doing what we found on Pace's list, or this non-owner occupied vacant properties, and I'm going to figure out what I haven't skip traced, so I'm not skip tracing the same list twice.
So I have a question on that.
Yeah.
Well, I guess this will go to texting. Maybe we save that. But as far as texting, I didn't know this, and I'm still learning how when I'm stacking data.
Yeah.
Like I did a stacked list, and I was texting to it, and we got a lead, and then I noticed we were texting on one of our big master lists, and we got the same lead the next day. So is there a way to, I guess, make sure you're not retexting the same data? Because I realized we were texting the same, even though they were on different lists, because we created a custom list that just happened to be on both.
So what you do is the way that you actually do that is through tags. So you have to tag every property that you text message, every campaign that you do, whether it's within our system or you do a direct mail campaign or you do cold calling, you have to tag them. So the best way
Tag them based on the campaign that you did.
Yes.
So then when you're marketing, you really want to market based on the tags, not on the list.
Well, you
really.
do by filters, and then so if you're filtering your list, you're going to say everything that's filtered that wasn't on these tags because you know that you already text messaged these tags.
Okay, so
the best way
screwed
to
up.
actually Michelle actually, she found like a really easy and simple way to explain this to all of our users is your list is your file cabinet. So just think of it as, obviously you have huge file cabinets. Your tags are the little folders within, like the little tabs of folders. So you have to be able to divide and organize your data that way.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
the
going to
best
have to
way.
probably do another call with her on, because now I've done it and we've
Yeah.
sent, I mean, we're sending 30,000 text messages a week. And so we got to go through and look at that. Honestly, Michelle has been amazing because she's not only, just a shout out to her, because she's helped me a ton, but then also whenever my VAs, whenever we're onboarding a new VA, she gets on the call with my VA. I don't have to do it, records the video. So then I have more training for the other VAs when, you know, obviously when you have attrition with them. So she's been great.
It's awesome. Yeah. She's absolutely amazing. So, okay. So now I have the list filtered. All I'm going to do is just literally just do a select all. If I can find my mouse. All right.
What about a rehab estimator? Are you guys coming out with one of those soon?
No, there's so many things that are just out there. I think it's,
If you guys are in the subject to family, you get a rehab estimator anyway. So like just join sub2.com.
perfect.
Honestly, when people ask for a rehab estimator, I'm like, I don't ever want to use it like just a little, I mean, maybe if it's a whole built out thing.
Just text your partner that has 10 years of construction experience and say, what's the rehab?
I
Cody
do 10,
has
20, 30 a square foot. Like that's.
Love it.
Yeah, if you just do
This is
that,
just
like
really
that
quick.
gives you a good general idea.
Yeah.
If you're trying to get nitty gritty and it could be a tight deal, then it's like, all right, really figure out what's going on. Yeah.
Couple questions, guys. How many phone numbers do you recommend for texting in a market? Let's say you are doing 10,000 text messages a week.
Okay.
So 2,000 text messages a day. What
Correct.
would you suggest?
You need a minimum of 50. Their system is now no longer even going to allow you to text more than 50 people
Per number, right?
Per number.
Per day.
Per day. You're even going to see well, that's outgoing initial text messages going out. So if you're responding to a seller that's already texted, that doesn't count towards your.
Okay, it's just like initial out,
it's your
right?
initial text
because
message.
getting a response and going back and forth is good, probably for the carrier to see.
That's fine. But the initial text messages is 50 per. I honestly recommend anywhere no more than 40. No more. I know our system blocks it at 50, and it's what carriers, but.
Cody and I are sending out 30,000 text messages a week. So what is that? About 5,000 a day, 6 days a week. So how many phone numbers do we have?
We have like 100 something. Like I think we actually have like 150.
But see, I always prefer to have more.
I was hoping we were gonna flex and be like, oh, we have 500 phone numbers, but okay.
You don't want to flex that; it's expensive.
Yeah, it is. But and the thing is, I think it's honestly more expensive if you're not paying for a phone number and you have to recycle your phone numbers, because if you're recycling and let's say the carriers mark your phone numbers as spam and you have to throw that number away, tomorrow when that seller calls you or it texts you, you can't.
Yeah.
So that is the cost that you're incurring, is a lost lead.
Yeah.
If you have thousands of leads and you forgot to tag those, can you bulk tag your list in batch?
Yeah, you can. If you have exported or if you created a campaign or absolutely done anything with this list, if you've skip traced it, you can literally go back and just say, select all, tag this list.
Does batch offer a reports feature for your buyers and investors?
What kind of reports?
What kind of reports, Anderson, Pierre, Louis?
All right, while we're waiting for that.
Cody, how do you send out 30,000 a week? What's your workflow for list replenishing follow-up?
Oh, well, 3 VAs that text on average like 1,700 a day each. And the follow-up is actually what I was just talking to Annie about, which is actually tagging the list differently. So basically doing the filing cabinet, and yeah, so I gotta fix that.
Yeah, well, I need to actually tell you guys that there is an additional filter within our system that for some reason, it's our fault for not explaining it better to our users. But if you're texting,
I was just gonna say that.
it is.
I'm just kidding.
It is. I take full responsibility for it.
Explaining what part?
Because if you've texted a campaign, and you have 100 people that haven't responded, well, our system literally it's 2 clicks of a button, and I can text that list again.
Okay, show me that.
If you've marked someone as warm, you can retext that list with 2 clicks of a button.
See, that's what I want to see because those are a couple things that we haven't figured out yet.
Are you saying that Cody Barton doesn't know something about integration?
Definitely, 100%.
So Cody's gonna learn something here, guys. This is awesome.
All right, so
I'm gonna watch Cody learn something.
All right, so let me just see because this is one of our test accounts, you guys.
Honestly, one feature that I would love to see is just like if you haven't texted a list. Obviously, you could stack all the different things, but if there's like a simple button that's like you've never texted any of these people, is there a way to do that?
That's within your tags. That's the way
That's
that
just
you
using the tags.
But if you test, like for instance, this list right here. So I have this campaign that I've created before, and if I have,
can you log into Cody's campaign?
Yeah.
And can we run some campaigns?
No need to run them because no one's running them.
Run in the BatchLeads BatchLeads credit card real quick.
I can. It's outside.
Wow, dude, bro, she's gonna put her black Amex card in our BatchLeads
It's not
account.
It's actually white.
It's the student version.
Yeah.
It's like a charge card.
Yeah.
So Robin Pike asked a good question. What is the price per text? I think that depends on what
plan you're on.
What plan you're on. So
Yeah.
I had somebody make, because Aurora doesn't force you to have a plan, right?
No, it's just pay as you go.
Okay, so first and foremost, I know very little about all this stuff.
Yeah.
Other than Cody does a great job,
Yes.
right? I wouldn't trust Cody to close as many sellers as I do.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't trust me to run the back end of our business. This is why Cody and I have a good partnership.
I'm also thankful for Cody.
Yes, Cody's amazing. So here's the thing about it. I know that when we were messing with Roar, we didn't have a litigator scrub.
Yep.
We didn't have a place to really house our data, did we?
No. Oh my gosh. Like you should, like it would take me so much time each week to go, like, cause I just had Google folders and I had to it's like, okay, I've texted these lists. I set up a whole Excel spreadsheet just for like, okay, we've sent this list to text one time.
Wait,
we've sent this one, like, dude, it's a whole deal.
So what we're talking about, so people are like, oh, well, Roar is free. Or something. I don't know what it is. Is it free?
It's free.
You pay as you go.
It's pay as you go.
Pay
So
for,
they're like,
per
Roar
text.
is free. Yet Cody's sitting here saying, dude, I think we pay $98 a month for what's our thing?
No, we're paying more than that. I think we're paying for the biggest one, so it's $750.
Okay, so we're paying for the biggest one because we're flexing.
You just have a lot of data. You have to have a lot of data.
So what you guys do is you probably save, Cody, what would you say? You save 30 hours a month? An hour a day, something?
I mean, yeah, definitely saving a lot more time. Yeah.
Okay,
100%.
so how much do you, I value you, just so you know, I value you personally, probably at $1,000 to $2,000 a day minimum doing busy work.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a waste of your time.
Yeah.
Right. So if you're spending 30 hours a month messing with like data and Excel sheets and that kind of stuff, it probably ends up costing our business $15,000 to $30,000 in assignment fees that we don't get to because we're not as efficient as we need.
Yeah, the efficiency, that's the biggest thing. And that's why I've been excited about Batch, because it's making it more efficient. Like when I heard, honestly, with having the lists in here, and then once the dialer comes out, it's going to be like a dream system because I don't have to go all these different places. And then my VAs don't have to go all these different places. It just saves time for
Cody,
everything.
how are we finding 30,000 fresh lists to pull every week?
30,000 fresh lists?
I think people don't understand that everybody in the universe is texting every list in the universe 50,000 times a week. And I think that question is coming up from somebody that's not recycling their data like we are.
Yeah. So, I mean, the biggest thing is we're sending out that many messages, but back in February, we got a list of about 1.2 million records. So we're able to go through that. And then we're also on the big list, we're re-hitting those, like, you know, for at least 6 times we're going to re-hit those lists. And then the niche list we're pulling, you know, as quickly as possible. So, you know, daily. I mean, I have VAs that'll go in daily, which Batch is great because what we were doing before to get daily stuff was like my VA would pull it, have to upload it to get skip traced, wait for it to get skip traced, then download it, then upload it to Roar, upload it to Call Tools. What's nice is we're able to, well, what'll be great is being able to pull the list directly from here, skip trace it right away, and then add it to the campaign right away. So they're texting it same day.
Well, something that you actually don't realize, that 1.2 million lists that you had.
Mm-hmm.
So just think about how many of those records you already had that you already skip traced.
Yes.
So if you had a third of all of that, you paid a third more than you should have.
Yeah.
Re-skip tracing it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And we definitely did that last year just because we didn't understand, you know, how. I mean, we just didn't have this. We didn't have somewhere to store all the data in an efficient manner.
So a couple questions. My batch system is a mess. Mikey Ray, my batch system is a mess. I need to watch the training over again, but my feeling is like, Jamil and I have traveled the country a bunch of different markets, and people constantly talk about how Batch has the best customer support.
Yep.
You guys have Janae.
Yes.
You have Michelle.
Yes.
You have Rob.
Jay.
And
Nate.
Mm-hmm. You have 5 people that will help people walk through any issues they're having on Batch.
Yep.
So how do I get a hold of that person?
So your rep is going to be, first of all, if you have questions and you don't know what you're doing, the help center is honestly some of the questions that I see even in our Facebook group. It's all questions that they could have answered themselves just in the help center.
But that's not how my brain works. My brain, you know me, I want to talk to somebody. How do I talk to, I want to talk to Janae or I want to talk to Michelle.
So I'll give you guys this Pace phone number. Pace will walk you through it. Pace will walk you through it. No, so your rep, as soon as you get signed on a paid plan, one of our reps reaches out to you probably within a day. They schedule, you receive that same pretty much 20 minutes within you scheduling or paying for an account. You get an email where you can schedule an onboarding with Michelle. If you don't want to schedule an onboarding with Michelle, if you don't want to wait, because we had a week where we were booked out for, I think, Hael was asking me about it. We were like 2 weeks out booked for our onboarding. But there's a video that I've recorded. There's a video that Janae's recorded. There's videos that we've recorded with Pace and Jamil.
Okay, so if somebody needs help, like me, right? I'm a visionary. I don't want to sit down at the computer. I want to talk to somebody on the phone.
Yep.
I'm Mikey Ray because I know Mikey Ray is like, dude, get me on the phone with somebody.
Yeah.
Somebody, how do I know who my rep is if I forgot?
Your emails from us.
Okay, so Mikey, check your email and find out who your rep is, and they'll hook you up, bro. They'll walk through all this stuff with you.
Or this little button on the bottom. Just be like, hey, who's my rep?
Love it.
Yeah, I'm always using that.
Yeah, I know, Pace. I know.
Multiple people are saying Janae is a boss. Talk to her this week.
Yeah, she is.
Mikey Ray says I'm 100% right. He ain't gonna sit down at the computer. He needs to talk to somebody.
There you go.
Okay, so let's pull a list.
All right.
Who wants to pull a list? Guys, suggest some lists for us to pull, and we'll pull them for you guys. Suggest some lists for us.
All right.
Are you throwing me that Gatorade?
This Faderade, yeah.
Yeah.
This is yours?
Yeah.
You got the food?
Huh?
You got the food?
No, I ran a lot this morning and like
You did what?
ran a lot this morning.
Can you pull tax delinquent? Okay, so pull me I want to pull something for my students.
Okay, so on tax delinquent, how frequently is that updated? Like, should people pull it daily? Is it updated daily or is it?
So tax delinquent is twice a year where it's updated. We update it based on the county. Just like in Phoenix, you pay property taxes twice a year. So if you're delinquent, once the due date comes,
October, November.
Yeah, October and March.
October and March.
So Angelo
Thinking back to my real estate classes.
Angelo B just asked, Pace, will you guys still use the other site for probate leads? Because I've been buying probate leads from all the leads that I've found for like the last 4 years.
Yeah.
So I can tell you guys, Batch has the best data. So like people talk about, oh, I can do this in PropStream. Okay, but PropStream outsources their data to somebody else, and they just don't have the greatest data. So at the end of the day, if I'm going to pay for a list, I want to make sure that I skip trace it with the best.
Yep.
So for me, if I can use this whole system to pull a probate and skip it through you guys, hands down, I'm leaving.
Yeah, is the probate, you could do probate on here too?
Let's focus on one of our students. Can we do that?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, so I want to do a sub-2 student. Let's focus on Houston.
Shout out.
Shout out Houston, everybody out there in the swamp.
Underwater.
It's underwater constantly. Jonathan Mark, what do you want in Houston, bro? we're gonna pull you a list in Houston, and we're gonna
Tax delinquents. He says
it on Annie's account.
Excuse me?
Can I Venmo you money? You can skip
You don't need
fix
to
it.
Venmo me.
code violations.
1 million person list.
All right,
Get
you
ready,
can.
Annie.
All right, well, I need a credit card because my Venmo account doesn't take that much.
Okay.
Code violations and tax delinquents. You can't do code violations on here, right?
No.
So
No.
tax delinquents in Houston.
You want tax delinquents? Do you want to get more niche? Do you?
Let's call him Jonathan.
All right. Well,
Jonathan's one of my students.
While we wait for that,
I'm gonna run and get my card.
as far as probates, Annie, question for you on this: when you're skip tracing on here, is it pulling the owner that's dead and that's who it's skip tracing, or is it pulling the personal rep?
It's who's on the tax records, which is the dead person most likely.
Gotcha.
Okay, I need. Oh,
I need my
should
card.
we just pull it through Cody's account?
No, it's fine. It's my test account.
I'm about to spend $5,000, Annie.
The problem is if we sit here.
So guys, we're gonna spend a little bit of time pulling some lists. Oh, we've got Annie's.
Conceal carry.
Wow, this is your. Wow,
What?
she's got a concealed carry permit. This is amazing.
Nice.
What is so Pavlova means Pavlov's theory of. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do the dogs.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
salivating dog. Yeah. Okay. So Jonathan, Mark, I'm going to give you a call right now, and we're going to ask you. Annie's going to ask you questions, and we're going to pull a list for H-Town. Okay.
Tired landlords. What would you even pull for that list? I mean, can you pull evictions?
No.
Dang.
I don't know how to clip this thing back on.
I got two of them just in case.
I would say let's narrow it down for him at least for right now. That way it's gonna go through quicker.
Yo, what's up, bro?
Well,
What's up?
it's
What's
not
up?
pace, but hi.
Oh, hey, Annie, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. How are you?
I'm good.
All right, okay, I will get you that list for you. But right now, while we're live, I don't want it to take too long for the file to get skip traced.
Yeah.
So let's do something that's narrowed down.
Wade's question.
Wade asked, "Is Annie single?" Well, she would be if you spelled her name correctly, Wade.
Oh, what about expired listings?
You want to just do expired listings in Houston?
That would be great.
Okay. What are you saying?
Huh? Expireds in Houston?
Oh, I thought he was still talking to me.
No.
All right.
Got some background noise.
Just trying to listen to the show.
All right. I'm just gonna do.
Oh, let me share the screen. Sorry, guys. So tell everybody what you're pulling again.
Mother and Dragon.
Motherhood of Dragons. Expired listings for Jonathan Marks in Houston.
I think a lot of people think his name is Jonathan Mark, but it's Jonathan Mark.
I'm sorry.
I even made that mistake a long time ago. I thought it was Jonathan Marks, but it is Jonathan.
No this. It's only one of me.
Right. There's only one Jonathan Mark. There's
There's
no
only one, bro.
exactly.
Only one.
Wade says that I'm killing his mojo because I made fun of him spelling your name wrong. I'm very sorry, Wade. She just got out of a relationship with a guy named Wade, so she's a little over Wade's right now. Give her a couple months, she'll be back in the game.
Jonathan Mark. All right.
Okay, so we're in Houston right now. Right?
We're in Houston. You can kind of see it.
That's like all the wet area of Houston.
There you
That
go.
side.
Okay, guys, everything that has a blue dot on it is a flood
Underwater.
zone. It's a flood zone.
Oh, we laugh because we're not there.
I know. Jonathan,
No.
like, be real. I know I joke around about this all the time, but the flood zones in Houston is a significant issue, right?
Yeah, man, it's crazy out here. About once a year, we see some type of flooding. It's not, at the level of Hurricane Harvey, every single year, but we're gonna see something. Yeah, it gets pretty crazy.
Well, that is. We're pulling a list. They're loading as we speak.
Awesome. But we don't have any state tax out here, so you can live like a king.
Nice.
And we have Beyonce.
And we have Beyonce.
She lives in Houston?
Well, she's from here.
Oh, nice.
She left because her hair couldn't handle it.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, humidity is like.
That's why I didn't go out when we went to Houston.
So humid. You have to stay inside where everything's air conditioned.
These jokes. Can you pull a seniors list?
I think so.
You can
Yeah.
do by age on here, right?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, so what did we get, Annie?
So we are waiting for the data to actually
To load.
To load.
So
Yeah.
what's the cost on pulling lists on here?
All right. So,
Or is that included in your plan? Is it like what is that?
So Batch is gonna have a change for our pricing. We are changing our pricing so that I'm just gonna mute it. Okay. Sorry.
He's getting a free list. He's fine. He
Okay.
already told us what he wanted. He'll
Okay.
get the list.
Perfect. So we're doing a change in our pricing because we want to make sure that people are getting what they need. We're doing a mix and match. So if someone just wants to use the list stacking feature and want to use someone like Roar, great, do your thing. So we're only going to charge for the list stacking portion. If you're wanting to use our lists and list stacking, great. You only have to pay for that. So I will actually pull this is actually the SMS feature on the bottom is wrong. Right here.
So that's
it's gonna be
sending.
69
So is that sending 1,000 text messages a month?
a day.
Oh, a day. Okay,
Yes.
gotcha.
So you can send up to 1,000.
Okay.
Yeah, this is gonna be our new plan going forward. So for your list, like you said, it's gonna be $59 as a base for you to be able to pull 10,000 records. If
Okay.
you're wanting to do anything above 10,000 records and you don't want to upgrade, it's gonna be a 5 cent per record.
That's nice.
Mikey Ray said he just canceled PropStream.
Use code PACE.
Or
Or sushi.
Yeah. I tried to get Jesse to set up a code named Sushi, but he wouldn't.
You went
do
to
it.
the wrong person.
I know. I should go to Annie.
Okay, so
All right.
performance. Wait, I was still
sorry.
looking.
I'm sorry. Let's go back. There we
So
go.
performance plus 2 million plus wait, is that 2 million?
Contacts that you can leads properties within the system.
So let's look at most people that are watching this live, right? I I've done one deal in my life. I have 50 different systems.
Mm-hmm.
I'm losing my mind because I got too many things I'm paying for.
Yep.
If I just wanted to go out and start getting deals done, what would you say is the basic plan? I want to text.
Okay.
So
I
you-
would literally just say base, and if you have your list already,
Okay.
obviously you don't need to buy another list subscription, but you can if you're wanting to do that. But our SMS plan is 69, by the way. It's not 79. It's wrong on here. This is still
So I
Getting
would do
worked
the
on.
base on
39 plus 69.
plus 69. Got it. So I'd be about $110 a month to have my ability to pull lists and have my ability to send out text messages.
Have the ability to stack your lists and send out text messages.
Got it.
Your list to have on top of that is another 59.
Got it.
So you're at $167 a month to be able to store all of your data, which is a big time saver. Skip trace for 12 cents.
That one's wrong too.
Okay.
was
Skip
hoping
trace
no one-
for a different price. Lists 10,000. You could do 10,000 leads a month, which
Yep.
if you're sending only 1,000 text messages a day, that's definitely sufficient.
Honestly, there's the majority of our users fall in under that 1,000. The majority of our users fall under that 1,000 a day.
Here's an interesting question for people who already have Batch, which should be a lot of. I talk about Batch all the time.
Yeah.
Like, I don't talk about. I do love you guys. You're amazing, and I consider you one of my favorite sisters I've ever had. I have 8 sisters. You're definitely in the top 8.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Okay, so I appreciate you. I love you, and I love Jesse, and I love Evo a lot. But you guys really do have good products, and your customer service is amazing. I would not spend any time. We have Cody and I help a lot of people. Our
Yeah.
Facebook group is like 7,000 people. We have a lot of outside
Yeah.
software companies hitting us up all the time.
Yeah.
Please promote us. Please promote us. And Cody will split test stuff. your guys' products come out on top every single time. So I know I promote you guys, but there are people in here that haven't signed up. That's why we're doing this, is to show them how easy it is. However, the people who have signed up and have been following us for a good amount of time, they want to know, is my plan grandfathered in or is there a new, okay, so everything's grandfathered in if I'm already signed up.
If you're signed up, you're grandfathered in. The only thing that will change is if you want a list, you have to go back to this plan. You have to go into this plan now. You can't add lists to your existing subscription of whatever you're paying and not be pushed forward this one.
I'm excited about the list. Being able to, I mean, just I know like path of least resistance to do this. So nice.
We got 1,500.
It should be a little bit more. I think it was around 2,000.
Okay, so what I want to do is I want
4,000.
I want you to take the list.
Yep.
Can we skip trace it for him?
Yep, let's go.
Okay, Jonathan, we're going to skip trace this list for you. And then what I want you to do, brother, is I want you to share this with everybody in Houston that's in the subject to family so that you guys can work on this together. That's my gift to the Houston sub 2 family. Love it. I'm gonna take you off screen share so that you can drop in that credit card info.
It's done.
Oh, it's already done.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Do we have any idea how much that costs?
$680.
I owe you $680.
That's a nice
Jonathan,
list.
she just gave you a $680 list, all skip traced. We gotta share that with everybody in Houston. And I want. Here's what's awesome is that I have a really good family, the sub 2 family, and Annie came into our sub 2 family last week.
Yep.
You're in the private Facebook group where all of my mentorship students are.
Yep.
So everybody in Houston, please tag Annie in the subject to Facebook family and just tell her thank you so much.
Aww.
Okay.
Thank you. So we have the skip trace now. So an issue that we were seeing before is that
Holy
people.
moly, 4,000 records.
Yeah.
That'll take a few minutes.
Yeah, it will take a few minutes. But so you're able to actually push directly to your campaign right now. You don't have to go back to your filters, which I'm more so talking to Cody at this point. Or you can actually import skip trace data that you've never, that's not in your database. If you have another list that you don't want to add in here, and then you can also just go ahead and push it directly into your database from here. You don't have to go back into the import sections.
Gotcha.
So I'm just gonna wait.
Cody, tell people why that's dope, because I don't think a lot of people understand like that. She just talked a lot about integrator talk there. Why is that feature cool?
I mean, it's great because as soon as you're getting the phone numbers, you're texting them right away. Like there's no lag time. I remember last year there were times when like we would skip trace a list and we wouldn't get it back for 24 to 48 hours, not 4 to 6 minutes on a bigger list, or like, a minute or less on smaller lists. And then to be able to text them right away, like that's the biggest thing, because there's other providers, but this is just so much faster. And for us, like I just love being able to get to the leads a lot faster.
The thing is, most people that are watching this live right now are probably the primary person here is a visionary, right?
Yeah.
So if you don't have an integrator partner, what you need is your software to do a lot of the integration.
Yeah, make it path of least resistance to like less hurdles. Like that's what I like about it.
And Eric and Slyke, who's also a sub 2 family member, says, Annie, you're a monster Jedi.
Aw. I'm a dragon Jedi though.
Yes, she is a dragon Jedi. How can I retext people that haven't responded to my initial text in batch?
So actually that was something that I was going to show Cody, but let me just wait for this so I'm not confusing people. So that's actually a possibility, and we have friends that are out in Florida that actually talked about this a lot, and they were doing it and they were tracking it to like the smallest detail, and they found out that 30% of their deals were coming back from a second attempt of people or a third attempt of people that didn't respond. So they hit them 3 times of people that didn't respond. The people that ignored them, 30% of their deals came from that list.
Now, A question on that is, as far as batch, because obviously you have all those different phone numbers. If you retext that list a second time, are they seeing it come from the same number?
Yes.
Okay, so they would be in that same blue bubble thread.
It would be in the
Okay.
same blue bubble thread. Absolutely.
Blue bubbles.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, so hey, Jonathan, Mark, can you please drop your email in the comments section? And we're going to get Annie to email this list over to the Houston crew. Or is this an easy list to email, or is it better to Dropbox it?
Email.
You can email that.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'll send a Google link for.
Okay. So Jonathan, you and everybody in Houston list are very, very lucky.
All right. So we just pulled this list. Sorry,
Ooh,
Pace.
does it push to Podio?
The list?
You wouldn't push.
You wouldn't push that.
The list to
You can
Podio.
push a lead to
We're talking about
Podio.
texting. So let's say I'm texting.
Yeah.
Man, we could literally sit here for 4 hours and show people how to exactly do all these campaigns.
I can probably record 1,000 videos, and it still wouldn't be enough.
Love it.
So we just skip trace this list. So it costs us, because when we're skip tracing, we don't get charged for hits or records that don't come back.
You only get
So-
charged for what you actually get.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a total of a 95% hit rate.
Mm-hmm.
So we're only charged for 95% of the records that were in there.
Mm-hmm.
We're charged for 383,836.
So that's pretty impressive. You have a lot of people. So I'd say the number one question we get is people say, where should I pull my list?
Yeah.
And then they want to know who has the best skip tracing.
Yep.
Like who has the highest hit rate. You guys have 96% hit rate on that list.
Yeah. Which
That's
is
amazing.
It's honestly, and our data is only getting better. That is what Evo does. That is what he specializes in. That is his strong suit. That's what he gets excited about, is those Excel files and figuring out how to make that better for end users.
Right.
So what would you do with those records that don't come back as a hit? Just for my understanding, because like we've skipped lists over the last couple years, and there's records that just didn't come back with anything. Do you guys save those to try to reskip at a later date, or what do you do with those?
So since our system actually doesn't charge you for those that didn't get hit, every time I will skip trace records that are within like my master.
Oh, so like if you search ones that haven't been skip traced,
yeah,
if they didn't hit, then you could try again and then see if it pulls back with something.
Absolutely.
That's cool.
Couple questions.
Yes.
I get this question all the time, and I don't know the answer to this. Is how can I skip trace an LLC?
So, okay, an LLC, there's two ways that you can skip trace an LLC. So our system, and something that we got asked in your group, can you skip trace a record without a name? The answer is yes, and you skip trace it through here. So if you just want to put the property address, void out the name, so delete that column with the name and import it through here. It's going to skip trace the actual property address. Or you can spend your time and go to open corporate.
Yeah, open corporate.
Open corporates and literally search entity by entity, and you can have your VA do that.
Yeah.
That's a horrible name for a website, by the way. Open corporates.
Say it 5 times in a row.
I can't say it. I quit.
So there's two ways to do it. I can import a contact, and I can skip trace just the address by deleting the name. So if it's an LLC name, I just delete it, and now your system will focus on just skip tracing the address.
Yeah, you can put it in here. I'm not saying delete like from your file, but I'm just saying like opt it out from like when you're importing it.
Yeah.
Like don't map it out.
Okay, so Cody, next question.
Oscar has a good question.
I was just gonna ask. Is VA Hub? So actually, I told people a couple of things that I wanted you to talk about today, and we haven't got to them because obviously I keep interjecting and messing. Annie's got a date with some guy named Wade this afternoon. So just kidding. So
I don't even know how to respond.
Sometimes same thing. I just stare at him like.
So
no, I'm here all day.
Love it. So get a lot of questions. People say, I need an integrator. And I'm like, okay, but what tasks do you need that integrator to do?
Mm-hmm.
I have a question. Have you had a conversation with the people at VA Hub about potentially, and I know VA Hub has cold callers. I know VA Hub has text messenger.
Yeah.
And I know VA Hub also does cold callers and text message hybrid. So you can have that cold caller call in the morning, text in the afternoon, depending on what you want.
Yeah.
Is there something coming out with VA Hub where I can have somebody run all my systems for me in my business, Have you had any conversations with them about that?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I have. I mean, I've been actually grooming Andres, which is one of those VAs, to actually do all of that within Batch. Like he's going to get to a point where he's running basically all of our campaigns, and I just kind of like oversee it. So that's something that they definitely will, they definitely can do, but they just have to be taught. And that's what's great about Batch, is because their customer support is amazing, that you can just set up like a lot of the trainings that are done with those VAs, especially through Batch, is all I'm going to do is have my VA Andres that's going to help run all of this for us. Is he's going to have videos put together that are recorded from Zoom calls with Michelle, from the different videos that are on the actual website, put together, you know, a training. So then our other VAs are able to just go through there and learn based off of that. But yeah, so I mean, pretty much, I mean, VA Hub Online, like all of the VAs can be taught whatever you need them to know.
So I think my thought is like, if as a visionary, the perfect scenario would be for me is like, I have BatchLeads set up, and then I have VA Hub Online.
Yeah.
And all they do is set appointments for me all day long. I don't want to fold the list. I don't want to skip the list. I don't want to manage the list. I don't want to text them. All I want is my calendar full with appointments. Is that something that in the future VA Hub and Batch could supply to me?
I think so. I think the only thing that I could see that maybe wouldn't work on it is just the VA understanding the behind, like the reason you're pulling certain lists. So like, why are we pulling the pre-foreclosures? But that stuff can be taught over time. Like the reason we pull pre-foreclosures, why is this an important list to pull? Why is the probate list an important list to pull? So it's getting a VA to learn those things. So I think it's definitely something that a VA can do, but it's just a matter of like, they have to go through the process. Just like anyone on here that's new to real estate, you didn't know why you needed to pull a probate list, or why pull a pre-foreclosure list, or why a vacant, high equity, absentee, what price range, you know, so just all of the data points that the VA can learn over time. And that's actually something that, because a lot of people were going to VA Hub and asking them, hey, like, you know, I need my VA to, you know, understand more. I need my VA to understand more about, you know, certain, you know, aspects about real estate. So they're actually putting together like a user guide for real estate terms, like kind of like a mini real estate school.
Okay. So actually, this is something that I need your help with, since you guys do have this VA center.
Yeah.
Right. I need to know, because obviously we're changing the way our platform works.
Yeah.
And I don't want to interrupt anyone's business that has VAs.
Yeah.
I want to know what videos would your VA benefit from me to sit down to record, to make sure that everyone that gets to use the new system, and that, because we're eventually going to force people to use it.
Yeah.
But we're giving them a time to start learning and adapt to it and test it out and play with it. So what videos would your VAs benefit from? What would you benefit from for me to sit down and record it so I can add value to you guys?
Definitely. Yeah, I think what I could do is like just on like all the different areas, like, okay, starting new text campaigns. Like, so, you know, how to start the text campaign, now actually sending out the messages, you know, how to, you know, handle the responses and do the different filters on those. And then from actually, you know, a lead, pushing it to Podio if people have Podio set up, and, you know, so basically, and then on the actual uploading of data. So, you know, pulling a list, adding it to be skip traced, adding that from now skip traced into a campaign where you can text. I think some of those just basic videos, and then I could probably like put together some other ones that, you know, for more in detail to kind of run more of the system. Yeah.
Yeah, I would absolutely love that. That way we can share that with the group here too.
Definitely.
So, okay. So I have the list. I'm just going to exit out just so I can show you guys what I did. It's the little megaphone thing, and it just says push the campaign. Yeah. So I'm going to create a new campaign, and this is going to be, we're going to name it Jonathan. Right.
Jonathan Mark.
All right. So we actually don't have that market. So I'm going to put it as Phoenix just for right now, so we can go ahead and create that.
This is an example.
Yeah, this is just for an example. So I'll ignore the webhook, and then we'll just save time zone. Houston, Texas. All right, this is going to be. Right.
Just do Arizona. Central. Yeah, Central. That's Houston.
All right. So
there's actually a question. people are asking that weren't on here. You guys are coming out with the dialer.
Yes. So we have a dialer coming out. It should be within the next, honestly, 4 or 5 weeks. I don't
so
really know.
stoked.
Yeah, I don't really know exactly when that would be, but the faster we get it out, obviously. So
Mhm.
I'm just gonna go ahead and go into my profile, and this is something that has changed. So you don't know actually that this is here now.
Okay.
The phone management system is now in your settings
Instead of in
instead
your
of
campaign. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add a different market, and I'm gonna do Texas and Houston. All right, so we have that number added, and I'm gonna purchase some phone numbers.
So while Annie's doing that, guys, I have a question on the screen. Kip Stevens says, a list of sayings to send out to your first tech campaign. Cody literally just spent, what, an hour or 2 hours the other day with
Yeah.
Fontella from our sub-2
Yeah.
crew?
And Andres was texting, literally got a lead on the thing and sent it to her. And then got on our leads after that and got us a deal. Posada, the new deal we just got, that Mesa one. That was the same day.
Hey,
Actually,
wait, hold on.
this is a good question too.
Your mic is really scratchy, so I would.
I put on 2 because one of them was scratchy.
I think the one on the inside is scratchy.
This one?
No, the one on the inside, like in your shirt.
Oh.
Take it off. Take that one off.
Or just take it off.
Is there a tutorial for Batch 2.0? Yeah, you're watching it.
There is. And also, I've already updated all of the videos in the help center, so it's all there. There's going to be an additional video of Janae actually walking through each section. I'll be able to share that with you guys as soon as we get that done as well.
I need this one to be answered on how do you assign texting campaigns to your VA with Batch? User settings, right?
So yeah, you have user settings or your team settings
Team,
now.
okay.
Yeah, so you're able to add people to your team. So for instance, your VA, you only want your VA to be able
Do
to send
certain
text,
things,
text
right.
messages, and then you want a VA to be able to just skip trace, and you delegate those tasks accordingly. And that is what these filters or these settings here do.
Dope.
Yep. So I don't want to, let me just get rid of our new walkthrough tutorial, but I don't want to actually, oh my goodness, ruin the list by skip tracing Jonathan's list from our Phoenix market right now.
Yeah, I did a test one last week with Fontella the first time on Atlanta, and I was like, oh, I'll just text it from Phoenix numbers. Delivered 19 out of 1,000. So
well, it's not just that. I don't want the sellers to start getting annoyed from me and then not respond to any of the any of the actual other. So I'm going to go ahead and use this one. So this is a test one that we already have in here, and it's Janae already did it. We don't have any templates set up in here yet. So what I'm going to do is actually go into my actual profile.
I'm so excited for the dialer. Because I know you guys will make changes, because Call Tools has been the best of what we have been able to work with, but it's just nice because you guys will actually listen to the users. Like Call Tools will I've reached out and hey, some feedback to make it better. And they're just okay, well, we're not going to do that. So
this is a list, for instance, that we've skip traced in Phoenix. This is actual leads that I'm texting. So it's the same features are going out, but now you can see that my limit is changing.
Oh.
So you can just see my text messages are rotating in the top. The phone numbers that it's going out of is right here. So that is changing. I can always skip. And this is something that a lot of people actually, well, this one isn't. The additional message on the bottom right here. So for some reason, the information that was put in for this seller was wrong, the way that it was mapped out. So when it's mapped out wrong, what our system does, it smart identifies.
Recognizes it, yeah.
So if it's an LLC, it'll do the same. It'll remove that, so it doesn't look like it's a robot or it's a spam message going out.
Nice.
So let me just show you. We're going to go back into the campaigns, and the thing that we were talking about is how do you text people that haven't responded, or how do you text people that have you've marked as wrong. So you're going to go into your campaigns and create a new campaign is what you're going to do. You're going to go ahead and name it follow-up or whatever you're trying to follow it or trying to name it as. And you're just going to go.
Hold on. Can you guys go on pause for a second? I'm going to try and solve this mic situation. Hold on.
Do you want to just throw it like on my computer?
Annie, I just put you on the stream. Can you guys hear us a lot better now that I've muted everything else except Annie's screen? Can you hear us better?
You guys can hear?
Yes.
They can hear
all
better?
Caps.
Okay.
Dope.
So you're going to make sure that you're going to go into your follow-up campaign that's just on the right, on the top.
Okay.
And you're just going to scroll down and you can select whatever campaign that you've done.
Sent out already.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm just going to select just a random one.
Okay.
And your lead status. This is the one that where you do the follow-up. So if someone's hasn't responded because they're waiting your response or refer to an agent, you've marked it as not interested or any of these, like this is how you do that. You can also go farther down by saying like, if they responded, they could have responded between this date and this date.
Could you do if like not select the campaign and just do when it was sent?
Yeah.
That's cool.
You can do absolutely anything. So if you sent someone a text message a week ago and they haven't responded, and you want to resend that text message that you sent during, for instance, the first week of March, you can do that. And this is where all of this happens.
I like it. What about for the DNCs? Because that's something that people have asked me is when we're marking someone as basically DNC, should we be deleting that record?
No.
Okay.
So you never want to delete, honestly, a record through the system. For me, having the more information in my database, the better it's going to be for me. So if I delete a record from the DNC, like that means just because they told you not to text message doesn't mean you don't want to send them a postcard later on.
Right.
So that is the reason I'm never going to delete it. But that way, once it's already in my system, I also know not to message them ever again. Because if I delete it, then I forget it. Right.
So on the text, like in the inbox, when you're, I guess we can go to that. So if you mark them as DNC, then we're never going to text them again, right? This actually looks a lot better than the other version.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. And something else that a lot of people have asked for.
FCC violation.
So you can do select all. The select all that people have been asking, if you go to all of your hot leads and you want to
can you export those from there?
Yeah. So, and this is something that people have asked for and things that user suggestions we've listened to. You select all and you can export them. You can go ahead and put them on a dialer or you can mail them. So select all and export. Now we have that file of people wanting to sell. So
that's dope.
Yeah.
My VAs love this too. Like from going from Roar over to Batch, I mean, just in general, like Andres was telling me on the live that we did, he's like, I'm so happy we switched to this. He's like, it's a little bit more work where he has to click to text, but he's like, it's just such a better response rate and he can go to Zillow because before he'd have to go to a different website to check the value and.
So I'm trying to so here, you guys asked me for comps and I'm trying to find properties that, so this is actually going to be, today it's going to be pushed into the inbox section, but this is what you're going to see. You're going to be able to see, this is, I don't even know, this is a commercial property, obviously, but you're able to see all of the information and you're able to see the value of it and what we think is the confidence score, how accurate the comp is going to be. This is obviously a retail store. So our comp is 70%.
Yeah.
So let me just try to find another one. Yeah. Like an actual residence.
A lot of those look like.
Yeah, they all look
retail,
like retail. So. This is commercial.
Yeah.
Let me just find one. Is there any other questions? Well, I'm just gonna
look in here. Jonathan saying this is so beautiful. It's like an iPhone screen for the texting.
So I'm sorry for the Android users in that case.
It's not
all right.
green bubbles.
So this is a lot. No, this is a single family. So the likelihood of our comps being accurate are 92%. So you guys asked, is it easy? Can you comp through here? Yeah, you can. You're able to see what the mortgage amount is. You're able to see which list they're on. You're able to see if it's vacant or not, how long it's been vacant, when it was built, square foot, absolutely anything that you need is right here. And this is going to be available through the inbox section. So this is what your VAs are going to be able to see too.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is nice because what it's able to do is like Andres or Gerald or Donnie, like the different VAs that we have that are texting, they're just going to be able, they put in more information in Podio for us. So then our act guys are able to go in there and actually, not have to take a little bit extra time to find those steps. They're able to just input it for them. So that's great.
But let's just assume that your VA or your seller is telling you that they want 400 for this property.
Yeah.
What are the chances that the seller is going to be, or your VA is going to be excited that this is a lead for you?
Not high at all.
But if you didn't have that information, they'd be
They
like,
just push it through.
yeah, they'll just push it through.
Yeah.
So this is huge, and the fact that you don't have to jump through like 30 different windows and subscriptions to get this information. Any questions?
Somebody just said RIP, Propelio, and PropStream.
Is there an API option?
They said they just broke up with Propelio.
Is there an API option to send leads to Podio?
So there isn't an API option, but there is a push into Podio integration.
Gosh. Dude, Anderson Pierre Louis asked the funniest question. So he says to me, a couple of questions. Number one, hey, is there a video for a tutorial? And I'm like, yeah, you're watching it.
Yeah.
We're literally going through it. Then he says, does Batch offer a trial? If so, what's the trial?
Huh. It's $1.
I mean, I've only said it 1 million times, Anderson. I want to give you a hug so tight. I want to give you the tightest hug ever. The trial is 500 free text messages for $1, or I should say 500 text messages for $1. That is the trial. Get you into the account and gives you 500. Gives you the ability to text 500 people and see how the system works.
Person is asking, do you plan on eventually adding things such as DocuSign? I wouldn't think so, right?
So not in here because this
that's
isn't
like a Podio thing.
So yeah, this isn't our. There he goes. To answer your question.
Wow! Look at this. Wow!
Look at this handsome stud.
Who is that guy?
Damn.
Wow. He needs to put some muscle on that body.
I say a tan.
He need definitely
a tan on that white background. A tan. The muscle. He got the muscle, but the tan. Let's see. Let's go back to we were here. What was the question we were talking about?
That was it. The free trial.
I just texted or I just
your camera's
on there.
Or your flash.
What? Anderson, the free trial is 500 free text messages, dude. Okay, so.
Oh, the DocuSign. No, our system is not for DocuSign. So people starting off, they can definitely use this to kind of filter their leads and do a small management, like use it like a mini CRM, absolutely starting off. But once you have more leads that you can't handle, that's when you start moving on to a different platform like Podio. And that is where you have your integrations with like DocuSign.
Right.
We will have direct mail soon in here.
Really?
And RVMs.
Nice. Because we were talking about doing some small, like niche mail campaigns.
Yeah, so definitely going to be in here where you can now track it too.
Do you still need CallRail? Yes. This isn't taking place of CallRail.
Yep.
Let's see.
What about what if you don't have a CRM? Can you pull out the leads?
Yeah, you can still export it.
Where to put them.
My question is, why would you want to?
Maybe they're trying to just call them and import them in a dialer. I'm not sure.
You need somewhere to follow up with them. Like if you have the leads, like you need somewhere for them to live. Like whether that's as basic as like an Excel sheet or like a Google form that you create, like something on that. Like that would be like the most basic, but
so this is something like, let's say that this seller, I want to respond to them because they're saying like, call me back tomorrow or not now, let's do it in a month. This is something that you would push into your CRM. But if you don't have a CRM, you're just starting off, You literally just go into tasks and you create a task for that.
Perfect.
And you save it. You can assign it to whoever you want if that's something you want to do. And then it's going to show up in your to-dos, which are here, which is going to show up in your to-dos later.
Nice. Yeah, that's good. That's honestly perfect for someone that's starting off.
Yeah.
Before they get to the point of having a CRM. I mean, I would suggest getting a CRM as soon as possible.
Absolutely.
But at least kind of helps you have a crutch before you get to that point.
Let's see. So, random question.
I have an
Sean.
Android.
I have an Android.
Ooh.
Is iPhone better for working off your phone or doing business nowadays?
Yes.
Absolutely. And something that actually people don't know, or not a lot of people know. Well, we do have, it's not the Android or the Apple, or it's not the Android or iPhone thing. We have an app out. And not a lot of people actually are utilizing it, which for me is...
Why?
I think it's because we haven't done a great job of promoting it. That's the thing. We have an app that like it comes with a subscription for your SMS platform. You're able to text on the go. You're able to respond to your text message to your sellers on the go. You don't need to be in front of your computer.
And that's Android too?
It's Android too, yeah.
I guess gotta double check.
Yeah, it's Android too.
I honestly did not know that.
Yeah, go to your Apple store or your Google Play and BatchLeads.
I definitely won't be doing that, but we will be telling people to do that.
Well, you need to know what it looks like.
I've seen the app on your phone when you showed me a screenshot the other day, and I was like, wait. I just thought it was like you can go in there and manage your account. I didn't know you could actually text on the go.
That's what it's for. It's mainly used for text messaging on the go.
Matt Sanders says he texts us from the app, and it's very simple.
There we go.
And somebody else says the app is awesome. I love the app.
You know what's great about the app too is like people that talk about like, oh, like I have a 9-to-5 job. It's like you can like in between when you have free time, like you could be responding to people.
Yeah.
Got it.
Because you're already texting at work anyways.
Yeah.
They said they don't always get notifications that shows that I'm still getting messages.
Are we talking about like the app? Like there's a glitch in it?
Yeah, I think so.
Hey, Crystal, I'd love to have you on the live. Do you want to come on the live for a couple minutes and ask Annie some questions?
Here's a good question. If you start a trial right now, would you be starting on the old version or would it have you wait till the new version's out?
So this is not out. I'm the only one and anyone in our system. And now you guys are going to be the only ones that have access until Tuesday. Tuesdays when you're going to have the ability to have a little toggle go back and forth between the two versions.
Crystal, I just put the link in the comments for StreamYard. I'd love to have, she's on here. Oh, Ryan Chase is on here.
Mike's question, even though 2.0 isn't coming out, can we still sign up now?
Yeah, go to batchleads.io/pace for $1. You get 500 text messages and 10 phone numbers.
Okay, so I've got Ryan Chase is in the studio, but he hasn't turned his stuff on. So Ryan, you got to turn your camera and your mic on before I let you in here. And then there he is. All right, so I'm gonna have you turn your volume up on your laptop.
Okay.
So you guys can hear what his question is.
Hi.
Hi.
Yo.
So I've got two questions. The first one is how many users, or can I have multiple users on my account that are simultaneously running multiple campaigns? Or does that interfere with itself?
You can. Yes, definitely. I have 3 different VAs that all are on 3 different campaigns that are working through those campaigns. It's great, honestly.
Cool. The other question is, when using a recycled campaign, I've had a little bit of trouble with this in the past, and it sounds like it's working better than it was. But is that when we recycle, is it going to start and pull a different number from our list, or is it going to add that to the existing stream that was already started?
I don't think I understand. But it was something that we were just talking with Cody. If you're asking if it's the same thread, it is the same thread that it's going to show up in.
Okay. Is that something that changed that's newer? Because I think when I tried that before, it didn't seem like that was happening.
No, that's as far as I know. That's always been the case.
Okay.
I'm not sure if maybe you're texting the same seller, but through on a different number, because most sellers have multiple numbers. So if you're texting the same seller, but they have 2 phone numbers, then it's going to show as a different phone number that you're texting them from.
So we ought to be careful with our message the second time around on a recycled that, you know, we're not using a different name, like this is from somebody else.
Yeah, and yeah, absolutely. And that is where, if you're using different users, you can select like that the campaign that Cody was on, and then you know to put the name on the back end as Cody. Or you can just do a follow-up message like, hey, I was just wondering, did you get my last message?
Something that we do too on our campaigns is everybody's the same person. It's Tino. Everybody's Tino. You're getting a text from Tino is who you're actually getting, because that's our acquisitions manager. So they're either going to be getting a call from Tino or Nick or Joel or, you know, someone in our office. So, you know, we don't have it be the VA's name. We just have them go off whoever's probably going to be calling them. And then we don't worry as much about, you know, who did we say the name was previously.
Awesome.
So Leo Aguirre has a question. Oh, hey, Ryan Chase, by the way.
Can I convert?
Yeah.
To what?
Ryan Chase.
Polygamy.
Yo.
Question. How are you feeling with your negotiating tactics now that you're in the sub 2 crew?
Dude, I feel so good. Like, this is the change and the thing that was really lacking in my business. And man, I mean, I'm just walking around feeling even more confident, you know, in everything I'm doing in life. So it's awesome.
Love it. And now the thing that you're missing is the thing we're working on right now, which is integration systems and stuff like that, right?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, Ryan, you're lucky because you're part of the sub 2 family. Annie is in that Facebook group, in the private Facebook group. So she's there to help you guys with whatever you need.
Yeah.
Yeah, love it. It's awesome.
Yeah, if there's anything that I can help in that group, go ahead and just tag me if it's directly, obviously, to this or just lists in general or just a question that you might have, because I might not see if I'm not tagged. I will do my best to be active even when not tagged.
Ryan, we appreciate you, brother.
Hey, thanks a lot. Thanks for getting me on.
Later, dude. I wanted to answer this for Robert. How many text messages can we expect a VA to send if they text for 3 hours a day? So our average VA is texting about 6 hours a day, and they're sending about 1,700, 1,800 messages a day. So if you cut that in half, you're going to be seeing, you know, about 700, 800, 900 messages. But we just, you know, a tip on that, our standard isn't really about how many text messages the VA sends. It's about how many leads they create. So that's what we're tracking, and that's what that's what's most important to us is how many leads did we get. If they send 500 texts and they get 4 or 5 leads, I'm happy. If it takes them 1,500, I'm okay with that too. So, you know, we just really care more about the lead count.
Hey, look at Crystal from Tucson on the screen, guys. We're giving her the full screen.
Hi.
Annie can't see you because
I can't see you. Hi. Hi.
What are you up to today, Crystal?
Just working. Going to a party later to talk about Batch.
I doubt it. Yo,
There's
tell her how to flex on us, dude. Show us the arms. Oh.
Yeah.
So, Crystal, you had a bunch of really good questions. I wanted to allow you to get in here and maybe just have a couple minutes to ask Annie any questions that were burning in your mind.
Oh my gosh. Well, first of all, I'm very excited for the new release because that's all that we have ever wanted is everything kind of under one roof, because it does suck to have like 5,000 different subscriptions. And
Yeah.
you know, when we first started this journey, I am not the integrator, so I got really confused with, okay, let's get to here, let's move it here, let's move it here, let's put it here. So I'm glad that's going to be gone soon. But do you have any questions on the new one?
What's your favorite list that you like to pull and text message? What do you like to market to down there in just Tucson?
Well, we like to stack the code violations.
That's like the whole city, though.
So yeah, I know. Everybody. Our house is probably on there, so I don't know.
It's okay. My house is on there too. Every time Pace pulls up to my house, he's like takes a picture and like I'm adding it to the go knock list.
He always has overgrown landscape. I'm like, driving for dollars at Cody's house.
They're gonna be on your house, Cody.
So, Crystal, you like the code violation list? Are you guys going down and pulling that, or where are you getting the code violation list for Tucson?
You could actually get it online, but we have a VA because you have to actually go in line by line by line and put it on a clean spreadsheet. So we do that. We hire her from Upwork, and then we just stack that on with tax delinquents,
High equity,
high equity.
vacant, non-owner occupied, out-of-state owner,
Yeah,
Where did your last deal come from?
Facebook.
from Facebook,
Wow, shout out.
from a free ad.
Ironically enough, while we've been tuning in, we just did a text campaign, and I just got off the phone with a seller off the list that you provided, by the way, Pace.
Yeah.
What list did I provide?
The 12,000 leads skipped.
The mobiles. That's the mobile.
Love it. Are we doing a flip together, or what's going on?
We have to. Well, those are for Phoenix, but we got to find a good one here in Tucson for you.
How about we find you guys a deal in Phoenix, we renovate it, and you guys move into it, and you guys come up here.
Sounds good.
I'm down.
We love
That
you
was a
guys
quick
as
sell.
family. Crystal, we always appreciate your love and your support. You always have really good questions. If anybody in the sub 2 Facebook group is not like they come in new, let's say sometime next week, and they have a question about texting or anything like that, will you make sure you tag Annie to make sure we bother Annie as frequently as possible?
Yeah, definitely. We love Batch, and I think we've got a pretty good hold on it, so we can always help people with it.
Oh, appreciate it.
Yeah.
Crystal, you're amazing. I hope you guys have an amazing time at your party day, okay?
We will. We're going to talk about Batch.
All right, see you guys.
Yes.
She gets my humor. She was I made the joke earlier where I was like, I go to a family party and I talk about what I'm excited about and nobody in my family cares.
Huh.
She's funny.
Same.
So I've got Thomas.
Same.
I've got Thomas in the live. Let's jump into it. Thomas.
What's up? How you guys doing?
Yo.
Yo, Thomas,
Hey.
tell us a little bit about us and what market you're in, and then you've got Annie here to answer questions for you.
Hello, everybody. So I'm up in Seattle, specifically on the east side, so in Sammamish.
Okay.
I had a question for Cody. I was curious about your tag workflow, what you do for that, whenever you're trying to stack a list in Batch.
So basically so Annie, you talked about it a little bit earlier. I know we've been on for a while, but basically what I've set it up for, and it still needs some refining. It's just something that's always evolving, but basically what we have set up is our list. It's like a filing cabinet. So your list is like the drawer, open up the drawer, and then you have your individual tags on, each one of those lists. So like we'll have like Arizona probate. And then what I have as the tags is like January probate, February probate, March probate, or, if we're doing code violation, Arizona code violations, January code violations, February code violations. So that's basically how ours is set up.
Okay. And are you updating the list monthly? Yep.
Or is that? Huh? Right.
Thomas.
Yeah.
If we had Cody come back into the like a live in 2 weeks, what would be the top 3 topics you would want Cody to specifically focus on?
I would really want Cody to dive deeply into the workflow of what he does on the back end with Batch, just because I understand, really high level thinking each and every single one of these sectors. So SMS, stacking, I understand the filing cabinet concept, but what does that integration look like? How do you make it a seamless system? And what are you doing daily to update those lists and, make sure that you're effectively staying on top of all these leads and kind of being the first person to reach out to them?
Yeah, definitely. And I'd be happy to do that. And now I'll learn the 2.0 and then we'll get videos and stuff set up for that. So then, I could definitely do that.
Yeah, that'd be awesome, man. Thank you.
For sure.
What other questions you got, Thomas?
Well, I wrote a few down, so let me quickly look. Well, I was curious too about what you were, both of you were talking about it earlier, But how do you get daily updated lists, and which lists are you getting that are daily updated? Just because I know Annie mentioned that PropStream only updates, or I think it's Batch only updates certain lists every month. So which list are you getting daily, and what source are you getting those lists from them daily?
Previous to Batch having lists to pull from, we were pulling like pre-foreclosures was one of the biggest ones from PropStream every day. So I have a VA that goes to all the different cities. We'll create a custom list for every single day and then upload those into Batch, skip trace them, add them to the pre-foreclosure campaign.
Okay, makes sense.
So yeah, lists that you would update daily and just filter through daily are going to be your foreclosures, pre-foreclosures, probate. If they're getting published at like a local newspaper or however you're getting them. And honestly, I feel like that would be the majority of your list that you're getting. All other ones like code violations, what else is there? High equity. Those would be monthly. Others like tax default, that is bi-yearly. So twice a year is when the county updates them, at least here in Arizona. So another one is vacants that get updated monthly. So we can't update it daily for you guys because we don't get the update from our sources. So you have to like sit down and write out like which lists get updated when and know when to pull those lists. If you're trying to be the first to target a tax delinquent list, for instance, it's going to be right around October and March. You need to make sure that you write it down. You write notes, reminders, whatever it is for yourself, and you need to be on top of it right then and there. You need to be able to.
Is that per county now?
I honestly think it's nationwide. Twice taxes get paid. Just figure out when taxes are due in your county. And then that's when those would get updated.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
Thomas, we're gonna announce next time Cody's coming in. We're gonna specifically go through what you wanted him to in about 2 weeks.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Thank you guys so much. This has
You're the
been
man, Thomas.
more than helpful. Appreciate it.
I wonder if I should be pronouncing. He's awesome, by the way. He's always asked really good questions. But I wonder if I should ask his question of. Or I wonder if I pronounce his name Thomas or Tomas because he has that cool little swiggly line on the top. Okay. Let's see. Can we pull another? Can we show another list? We don't need to pull it and do any of that kind of stuff, but can we show another list? Let's go to Atlanta.
Let's do some of those demographics.
Yeah, let's go to Atlanta and let's mess with the demographics a little bit.
The pet owner, that would have been great. You should just add it in there, like cats. Like on average, if you have 5 or more cats, you're more likely to be on a higher motivation list.
100%.
I mean, how many hoarder houses have we done that didn't have cats? I think they all have cats. I'd say it's the standard of being a hoarder.
The filter should be how often do you go to PetSmart? And if you go to PetSmart,
how many bags of cat food do you buy a month?
Dude, that's a great data set to pull.
So there's actually, when we were trying to decide which filters to use, there was filters that when we were looking at, it was like people with like blue eyes that subscribe to HGTV magazines.
That's crazy.
Like the amount of information that's out there is amazing, and
It's crazy.
I like it. I love it. People that freaks a lot of people out. But the fact that Google is going to suggest or Facebook is going to suggest for me to buy something soon, like I'm okay with that. You're making my life easier.
Love it. Okay, let's go to Atlanta.
Let's see these demographics.
All right.
Got to see through those yet. What do we got? Business owner, children.
What's the best list to pull?
Gender? Shouldn't there be a gender neutral one on there?
I think it's
2020.
I think just don't select it.
Yeah, I just don't select it.
You're both.
Ailment, nice. Allergy, I'd be on there.
You would be on there?
Yeah.
Yeah. So these are some of the filters that we do have in there. We are gonna probably add a few more and just see what's not used and remove a few, just based on what our users are doing. Again, we don't want to overwhelm you.
Oh my
People
gosh, can
either.
you click on religious affiliation, see if they have Mormon on there?
No, I think you just have to type it
I'll
out.
type it in.
Mormons.
You'd probably have to do like Latter-day Saints, wouldn't you? Or isn't that technical?
Come on, dude. We're Mormons. People are getting all crazy about what they want to be called. Come on.
Unemployed out-of-state owner. That sounds like a good one.
All right, everybody in
Can you do that?
Atlanta, in my subject 2 crew, I want to know what list you want us to pull in Atlanta. LaShawn's been the most vocal. So LaShawn Baker, what list do you want us to pull in Atlanta? This is gonna be the last thing we do, and then we're gonna wrap up, guys. What? Did I see the most vocal?
Huh?
Was my wife texting you or something?
Yeah.
Oh, is she really?
Yeah.
I should like tell Paige to shut up.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, she's so beautiful. Wow.
she's the best.
Wow. And your little girl, and your little boy.
Well, let's do this. What have we not shown people?
What have we not
'Cause
shown?
What I'll do is Cody and I will go into the private sub 2 crew,
Okay.
and we'll go pull some lists, like have Cody do it, where we're not, like our audio is a little bit better and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But what part of BatchLeads have we not talked about that we can touch on? Some cool features, maybe an area that we haven't shown people. Where's the secret list? Where can I find the secret list?
I would say something that we haven't gone over is KPIs,
Oh, let's do that.
which is
Reporting.
absolutely, it's crucial for a business owner. But something that we do have in here as well is, let me just actually log out of this account since this is the test.
Everybody that currently has a BatchLeads account will automatically be ported over, correct?
They will automatically be switched over to this account on Tuesday. So what happens is on Tuesday, if you do have an account and you open up and it looks like this, don't freak out. There's going to be a little toggle. It's going to be somewhere around like right here. And it's going to just say revert back to the old system.
Somebody just asked what a KPI is.
So what's a KPI?
Key performance indicator.
So what KPIs are able to tell you is pretty much how your marketing is doing, where you're spending your dollars, how much you have to spend to get a deal.
Here's a KPI, cost per lead.
Yep.
Here's another KPI, cost per contract.
Yep.
Here's another KPI, cost per skip trace.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody uses that, but that would be KPI, average amount of deals you get a month. It's basically anything you want to track that gives you the lifeblood and success rate of your business. There literally is an infinite amount of KPIs, but the most important KPI, in my opinion, is cost per lead and cost per contract.
Yeah.
If you can find out your cost per lead and you can find out your cost per contract, you can back everything else out into your business and then have KPIs behind that. So
People are asking about pricing again too. Some new people on the stream, I think. Or what happens, someone is asking they're on the bronze plan, what's going to happen when they switch? I know we covered it, but.
So if you switch over to, so actually the interface doesn't matter which interface you're using. The features within the interface matter. So if you're wanting to use this interface and you're on a bronze plan, you're going to remain on a bronze plan. But if you are wanting to use this screen, like this look, this layout, and you want to add lists to your account, then you're going to have to switch over to a different plan. This is what our plan structure looks like now. This is what our plan structure is going to look like. The 79 on the bottom is a typo and it should be 69. And also that 12 cents should be 15. So currently the plan that we have, the base plan is I think $75. So our plan is going from 79 and it's going the 39 plus the 69, which
oh my gosh, this is such a good question. I don't know if it's Josh or Jos or what, but he says, is there a KPI for repeat questions?
I think Cody can probably figure that out.
That's such a freaking great comment, bro. That's comment of the day. Oh my gosh, it's so good.
How many times the same question can be asked within an hour and 50 minutes?
Oh.
Cody, do you pull burnt home lists? That's on the code violation list here in Arizona. So, we pull code violations, which in turn is pulling the burnt homes.
So this is a KPI for your text messaging campaign, and something that we've made it look a little bit better than it has before. You're able to see, like, you can do monthly, yearly, whatever you want, but right now you can see it's dated for last week. I've spent $17 on phone numbers. I've received 19 messages, and I've sent out a total of 144.
Love it. Okay, so this question keeps coming up. This is the KPI for repeat questions.
Yes.
Mikey Ray is going to win that battle for the day. Mikey Ray has asked this question, I think, at least 3 times. Jose or Mikey. Mikey says, for those of us who have a current plan, how does this transition?
So the user interface will automatically switch over when you sign up or sign on Tuesday. It will look like this. It will look like this screen, and you're going to have a little toggle where it says, take me back to the...
Sorry, good question from Will.
Take me back to the main screen.
Oh, I like this KPI. Closing Asian sellers KPI.
I think Steve Trang could have a really good input on that.
I love it. That's a good question. So you're going to, when I log in, on Tuesday morning or Wednesday morning?
Tuesday morning.
Tuesday morning, I'm going to log in. I'm going to see this. Don't freak out.
Don't freak out.
Just know that if you don't like this, you can go back to the old school way.
You can go back to the old school way. The only thing is, I'm going to tell you, start getting used to it, because we're giving users a little bit of a buffer.
Mikey corrects me because I'm joking around, but Mikey wants to know, money-wise, how will I be charged differently than what he's being charged right now?
Tuesday, you're going to be charged the same way that you have been charged previously, historically. But if you're trying to add lists and you're wanting to pull lists from our database of sellers and buyers, then you're going to have to switch over to a different plan. And then the pricing plans look like this now.
Love it. By the way, Yui is on the screen right now. Just got his first rental subject to from the subject to family. So congrats to Yui.
Congrats.
And he is Asian, so we always give him a little bit of hard time too. So Mikey, you're going to be grandfathered in with the pricing. So nothing changes for you financially, except if you want extra features, those are now available for you. I don't want to get charged that. I want to switch now. He says he wants to switch, but he's going to switch to
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Just wait until
you
Tuesday.
You can switch on, Mikey, reach out to your rep, and your rep will help you switch over to whatever you want.
Yeah. And the cool thing is actually that we've done, and because we went back and forth with Evo and Jesse on this for the longest time. If you're wanting to do a base plan, but you wanting to also text message 5,000 people, you can do different plans across the street, across. Like, cool. You don't have to just go through and pick this, and this, right? Like, you can have a base plus the premium or the performance plus.
Cool. Dope.
Yeah.
Okay. By the way, guys, Annie took her day off. She took the day to spend time with us. Everybody's looking at you from this camera. I want everybody to give Annie a welcome and a thank you, and let her know that you guys appreciate her. If she gets enough love, she will come back. Michelle maybe will come back. Janae maybe will come back in the next couple of weeks. We'll do another tutorial video.
Janae's moving here today.
Oh, from San Diego.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. So
we're looking forward to that. She's amazing. So if you guys, everybody's saying thank you, Angel. You are angelic. You're amazing. So everybody's saying thank you, guys. When would we want to come back, and what would be the top 3 or 4 topics that we would want to come back and have Annie specifically focus on? Not an overview. None of that stuff. Should we, you know what we should do? I personally think that we should spend like 45 minutes talking about the pricing.
Okay.
Because if you've got mix and match, like add-on type of things, I think at the end of the day, people are going to be confused by that.
Yep.
Would you be willing to come back in the next couple weeks?
I would love it.
Okay. So what do you guys want her to talk about? And I will add it to the schedule. our average cost per contract, I don't know that KPI off the top of my head. It's probably, I bet you our average cost per contract is definitely under $2,000.
Yeah, our
Probably
KPI, I need to
$1,200.
like a lot of our stuff needs to get updated because once I switched to Batch, like all of our stuff started changing. They're spending a lot more on Roar.
Yeah.
How often do you guys update that as far as like with your wholesale business? If you change over a system, like how are you guys making the adjustments based on your KPIs? Because like we look at it and it's like, okay, we were spending so much more, but it was because of the system we were using, and now that's changing. So it's like,
so the way that I have done it, and I don't know if that is the correct way. I keep the two systems separate, and if I'm trying to get a blended average for the year, I obviously add them and divide by
so
two.
you just start
But I
with
want to.
using the new system.
But I
based
want to
off
know,
that.
yeah, absolutely, because I want to know how is the new system performing compared to the old system. And I want to know, like, is it performing better? Is it costing me more? Should I switch, or should I just go back to what I was doing?
I was getting better results, or now I'm getting better. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cody,
And
will
then
you look at your laptop camera and redirect people to the last campaign that we did and what we did with Andres and how that could potentially help them if they go back to that video.
Well, the video for the Atlanta leads that we did, is that on YouTube or where is
It's on Facebook, our Creative Finance Facebook group.
Oh yeah, so literally like a week ago, I don't even know if it was a week ago, we did a Facebook Live in the Creative Financing with Morby Facebook group, and I had Andres log in. We used Fontella's Driving for Dollars list, and Andres was texting all of the leads on there and then explaining why he was responding a certain way, why he chose to choose
And
something.
sharing his screen as he was
sharing his
running
screen as he's going through it and explaining and answering people's questions. I mean, there's not much more. Like people were like, well, why would you use that as a lead, or why is that not a lead? He was answering all those questions live. I mean, and he's been with us for about 1.5 years now. So like he's been amazing.
Maybe what we'll do, Annie, is we'll hold off on bringing you in like a month when the dialer is available.
Okay.
And then what we'll do is we'll get Janae or Michelle to come in and talk specifically about the pricing.
Yeah.
Sometime in the next week or 2 weeks or something.
Perfect.
You okay with that?
Yeah.
I'm telling you what to do with your employees. I'm very sorry.
I'm used to it.
So sorry. All right, everybody, we thank you so much. Give Annie some love. Take a screenshot of your screen and send Annie a thank you on Instagram stories. Tell her how much you love her and how much you appreciate her. We definitely appreciate her time. Anything you want to talk about? Oh, Cody, what we're going to do also is we're going to get a live together in the next couple of weeks talking about integration and stuff like that, maybe in 2 weeks.
Sounds good.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, guys. Appreciate everybody.